So lovely to be here. Thank you. So without really going here and there, I think maybe I'm getting the subject now of 5 elements breath work. Yeah. So 5 elements breath work, I think a little bit I will talk about the 5 elements breath work, which is very kind of self-explanatory. One part of it is the breath work, and the other part of it is the 5 elements. So when I say breath work, that means, see, like we have our breath, and our breath, we are born with it, and when it's not there, we are not there, right? And the breath work itself is working on your breath, working on your breath. So when you work on your breath, then the breath works for you, right? And then the breath is such that it holds all your secrets. It is your complete matrix. It knows everything. So, and then we do this breath work. It is it's a session of breathing, complete session of continuous breathing for an hour plus, 1 hour, 15 minutes, 1 hour, 1.5 hours. And when I say the 5 elements, I mean, you do it with the Panchabhutas. That is actually the 5 elements. So that means when you do the breath work of 1.5 hours, you could be doing it with the air element and the water element. Water element, you're in the river or in a tub. And then you do it in the earth element. It means we dig a pit and we do the same session. Then when we do the fire element, you lie down next to the fire and a therapist will take you through. And last is the space element. The space element is where we are in a hammock. And in the hammock, it is being swung by a therapist and the breathwork session is taken. So why the 5 elements breathwork is because we are 5 elements. There's 5 elements outside and there's 5 elements in us. Every bit of us, we represent the 5 elements inside us. So when we physically are with that element and do the breathwork session, which is continuous, then there are certain things, because what happens is that 5 elements, you're also connected with your 5 chakras, you're connected with your, say, all the nadis and, energy movements. You start releasing certain things from your system, and a lot of traumas from your life you can release. There are many traumas from the time we've been born. So that is how each element gets connected. Like, for example, if you do with the water element, it is very well connected with emotions. It's connected with relationships. So when such kind of issues are there, then doing a breath work in the water element helps you release those and improves your emotions also, it improves, and your relationships also. So each element has got its own kind of, I wouldn't say treatment, but healing goes on inside, releasing. Okay. And Aniket, can I have the PPT, please?
It's coming up, madam.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. That's nice. Okay. So I've explained to you what is the 5 elements breathwork. And like Chandraleela said, like we took a workshop with Leonard Orr. He's the father of the breathwork. And he has been inspired, and he has also been revealed this 5 elements breathwork through Mahathir Babaji, whose picture is there on the screen. Okay. And then what happens in this breathwork is, I'll describe prana to you, which is already given in the screen. So the prana is our life force. So if our life force, that is our vital energy, it flows freely through our nadis, you say, or it flows freely through our system, then we have a mental, physical, emotional, complete well-being. Can I have the next slide? Next slide, please. Yeah. So when the prana and the life force is there, that means it animates our body. It animates every cell in our body. And when it's absent, obviously, we are a corpse. And in case it becomes blocked due to various reasons, emotional reasons, psychological reasons, or even physical, the nadis and all get blocked. So when they get blocked, then it results in what you call dis-ease. So the dis-ease can be anywhere, can be in the emotional field, in the physical. It actually finally comes down to the physical, and that is how we manifest our dis-eases, right? And can I have the next one? So when I talk about the prana is the life force, the subtle life force, the vital energy. And it is a one big prana, which comes into us when we are breathing. And that is the time that that prana is divided into the, what you call the pancha pranas or the pancha vayus. Because these are all the 5 subtle breaths. And they are all connected with each other. It is not that we separate and they are columnized. They are not columnized, but they are all divided as per their location. And when you see the names over here, the 5 panchapranas, these are all very important, because when you're doing a breath work, that is the time that the panchapranas are working on you in every part of your body, every part. There is no restrictions there. So during the breath work, all the 5 pranas are working. So because of their locations and because of their direction of movements, what actually is a prana? Prana is something that is a constant movement. And unless there is a constant movement of the life force, the system does not work. No organ will work. The heart will not work, lungs won't work, liver and all also will not work. So obviously when we breathe, we have these compartments. Only it's not a compartment. There is no, barrier between them. They are all one. But as per their location and as per their function in the body, they have been given this name of panchapranas. Okay, next slide, please. Yes, see, this is how it is. And this is also showing you the kind of movements each one has. So actually, if you see, the main one is the pranavayu. And the pranavayu is the one that is located in the chest. It is there from the neck down till the diaphragm. And physically, we all know over there, we have the heart and we have the lungs, right? So that's the main one. And that is the one, the pranavayu is the one that receives, okay? Although the movement is like outward and all, but otherwise it receives everything. When you're breathing in, you're receiving everything. And you also, like say, you eat food, you drink water, and you also receive things like, say, any mental, any thoughts, you receive them, emotional, we receive them. So that is all done by the pranavayu. And the next important one after the prana will be the opposite one of that, and that is the apanavayu. And what happens in the apanavayu? The apanavayu is a movement of the vayu. Movement is downwards. So downwards towards the anus, and it is there. And what happens? It is there between your navel and your pelvis, that whole area. And what is its main job? Its main job is, because the movements of the apanavayu, you are actually eliminating things which are not required in our system, which could be the stools or the feces, the urine, menstrual cycles, including the semen, as well as the delivery. This all takes place because of the movement of the apanavayu. And then we come between the two of them, you have the samanavayu, which is quite self-explanatory, and it is there between the navel and the diaphragm. So what happens over there between the navel and the diaphragm is your liver, spleen, pancreas, they're all there. So what it does is the movements are, horizontal, so that there is a samana, there is a balance between both sides. It balances out. And plus, of course, definitely it involves in digestion also. And so does the apana, because the apana, the lower portion, like your large intestines and all that also they work. Okay, so they both help in digestion, complete digestion. And when I say digestion, it is not just digestion of food. Okay, so this digestion can take place of so many things: your mind, your thoughts, your emotions, so many things. So when the Apana Vayu is working, even those what not required can be eliminated. And the Samana Vayu will balance us out, right? And then we come to the fourth one, which is the Udana Vayu. Udana Vayu is there from the throat up, right up to the head. And what is the Udana Vayu? The movements do. You have the sensory organs there. They work because of that. And you have the main thing, and that is the brain. So they also need. So what is actually, because the life force is going through these Vayus to each and every part of our body. Okay, and then we finally come to the Dhyana Vayu. Dhyana Vayu is completely surrounding us. It's all over. It's the entire body. And it has a huge role. See, after the digestion takes place, gets converted into blood, gets converted into nutrition, get nutrients, they need to be distributed. So that is the job of the Dhyana Vayu. They need to be distributed. It also takes care of, say, the skin, the sweating of the skin, all these Dhyana Vayu. So we come to Prana Vayu, Apana Vayu, Samana, Udana, and Dhyana. So here we are clear on the Vayus. And these are the Vayus that work during your breath work. Every bit of it. Okay, so this is just a small gist I have given you of the Panchavayus, so that you are a little bit of aware of the prana in our system, how they work, each one. Okay, and next slide. So we shall now have a small 5 minutes video. You're not getting the sound, Aniket. Aniket, there's no sound.
This cosmic energy flows through the energy body. It is also called the etheric body. The energy body forms with more than 72,000 nadis, or energy tubes, which runs all across the body. All these energy tubes start from the top of the head region. This region is called Brahmarandra. These nadis spread throughout the body like roots and shoots of a plant. The energy body is the main base for the design of our life. This energy body is the main source of all our actions and even our existence. Our energy body receives cosmic energy during deep sleep and meditation. We are using this energy for our body and mind activities like seeing, speaking, hearing, thinking, and all physical actions. All these functions are totally based on the incoming cosmic energy. The inflow of cosmic energy is purely based on our thoughts. When we have thoughts, the inflow of cosmic energy is obstructed. In other words, our thoughts are the stumbling blocks for the inflow of cosmic energy. When the inflow of cosmic energy is less, the energy in the energy tubes depletes. This depletion causes etheric patches in the energy body. These etheric patches gradually lead to diseases in the physical body. In other words, root cause for all diseases is the lack of energy in the etheric body. In meditation, we get abundant cosmic energy. It flows through all our energy tubes of the energy body. When cosmic energy is passing through energy tubes, because of its heavy flow, it cleanses all etheric patches. When etheric patches are cleansed, we come out of all our illnesses. When energy starts flowing through the Brahmarandra, we feel heaviness in the head region or heaviness of the whole body. When energy is cleansing the energy tubes in a particular region, we may get itching sensation or pain in that region. Sometimes we may experience pain in various places in the physical body. For these pains, we need not take any medicine. All these pains will vanish by doing more meditation. By intake of more and more cosmic energy through meditation, we come out of all physical and mental illness. If we meditate inside the pyramid, meditative state can be achieved 3 times faster than normal.
Thank you, Aniket. I will now request Udaya to give a little explanation on the video which we have just shown. So, Udaya, thank you. Come on.
Thank you. And thank you, Sajani, for having us here today. Yeah, the video, what you saw now, it really explains you how the energy flows in the body. And I have explained you, we have 72,000 nadis in the body. It's similarly like a nervous system inside the body, which is physically, we can see it physically. But this nadis cannot be seen. It's very, very subtle in nature. So the energy flow happens in the nadis. And as they said, because of our thoughts and emotions, we block up those nadis. And that's where diseases come in. And they were telling, how do you clear this nadis? Through meditation. When you're calm, quiet, thoughtless, there's a universal energy which we are absorbing into us. And this clears up. And when that clears up, there's some type of a pain or, itching or a numbness coming in the body. So when you take this, just meditation, it will take years and years for us to cleanse, because people who are really not into meditation can sit for maximum 20-25 minutes of meditation, right? We don't go beyond that. So what our Himalayan masters say is this breath work. That's why breath work was introduced to our humans, literally, right? And what they say is the session goes on for 1.5 hours. Some people, depending on their cycle of breathing, it may go on to 2 hours or 3 hours too. So that one session of breath work is equal to almost 1000 hours of meditation. That is the power of breath work. So that breath work cleanses a lot when you're breathing without any stoppage in a particular way of breathing, what we teach later on. But we are not doing a practical session today because online it's just not possible for us to handle so many people doing the breath work. So this is how the Nadi system works, the energy system works. And here what I would like to say is, the lesser the thoughts, the better it is. Or otherwise we get completely clogged up with a lot of emotions, and the blockages start happening knowingly or unknowingly. It starts clogging up our body and diseases open up. That's where we tell stress, right? Stress is one more emotion. So if we can be calm, be with the breath, then your emotions are much, much, much lesser. So here, that's the reason they're telling Hari Sarvottama and Vayu Jivottama. Hari is the what topmost for everything, is that's the God or the energy, right? And similarly for our Jiva, for this body, Vayu is the Uttama, the air or the breath is the life force for your body, for this physical body. So can we go next, Aniket? Yeah, as we are talking of breath work and breathing, many of you must be having this doubt, right? I'm doing pranayama every day. So what is that? I'm already doing the breathing. And what's the difference between the breath work and pranayama? So here we can go to the next slide. We can see a few like differences, what is breath work and what is pranayama. So as you're already seeing here, pranayama is working with the pranavayu. And here already Hem has explained you with the a diagram which shows prana is only towards your diaphragm area, right? In your chest and lungs area, right? So the prana works only there mainly. So when you're working, it's only the prana which is working. But when we are doing a breath work, we are working with all the panchavayus or the we call it as panchapranas also, right? If you are know some few words about this, panchaprana also they call, panchavayu they call it as, and different words they call it as, right? So here we are working with the prana in pranayama, but in breath work we are working with all the 5 vayus or 5 breath forces. And second one is breathing with air element only. In pranayama, we are breathing with the air. We are just lying down or sitting up, and whatever air is around us, we are breathing with the air element. So we have 5 elements, right? Different 5 elements. So we are breathing only with the air. But in our breath work, what we are doing is we breathe with all the 5 elements. We sit in front of the fire and breathe. We are in a hammock and breathe. That's called the space breath work. And we are in the water up to your nabhi and do the breath work. That is the water breath work. And earth, which is very interesting. And that's one where we are literally, we sit into the earth till the neck and we breathe. So these are the 5 element breath works, what we do. And that's not done usually, otherwise in pranayama, right? And the next one is we usually focus on breathing out in pranayama, right? I hope people agree with me. And here in breath work, we focus mainly on the inhalation of the breath. So these are the few differences. And here breathing in air only. Here, what is it? What else do we breathe other than air, you may ask, right? So here in pranayama, we are breathing only the air. But in the breath work, what happens is as we start breathing, slowly our mind starts closing down. The thoughts start going away slowly. And you can literally feel the energy flow. There's something energy also along with the air around us, right? So if people have not felt the energy around us because we are completely with the thoughts, and we really don't see the energy around us. The energy is there 24/7 around us, always, everywhere. So how do you feel that energy? Maybe I'll show you a small a practical say this thing to see how the energy is. Like, you can keep your hands palms like this, not very close, this much, okay? And you can close your eyes And take a nice deep breath, maybe 3. Inhale and exhale. You can try out now or you can try out later. I'm just explaining you. Okay. And then after 3 nice deep breaths with the eyes closed, you can slowly bring your palms closer and away, closer and away, and see what you feel. Okay. You can put it in the comment box how you're feeling, what you're feeling. We can talk about it later in the chatting session. Okay. Yeah, this is the energy which is there around us always, which we really don't tend to feel or absorb. So when we're doing the breath work, we are inhaling that energy along with the air. So the major differences between pranayama and breath work. We can go to the next slide. Yeah, this is what I was talking about. Working with all 5 vayus or pranas, breathing with all the 5 elements, breathing in both air and energy. Yes, I can see your message. And focus on incoming breath. So we can go to the next slide. We can talk about it later on. Aniket, can I go to the next slide, please? So when we are doing, as you saw in the video, when we are doing breathwork, what happens? There's a huge emotional blockages what we are holding. We are trying to it, right? So you can find some type of a pain coming up in any part of the body. It could be anywhere. It could be your head, it could be your face, mouth, hands, legs, tummy, back, shoulders. It could be anywhere. Okay, it could be a type of a pain, it could be numbness, or it could be tingling sensations. It could be any type of sensation. So when that pain comes up or the sensation comes up, it is like, you're really cleansing those blockages what we are holding in the physical body. So this is what they are trying to explain. And this is completely normal. And this is the response to the blocks being released within the nadis, which is not physically like visible to us with our eyes, but you can feel it with the pains which are coming out. Okay, that's how breathwork works. When you are going experiential with the breathwork, experiencing the breathwork, you can feel these pains coming up in different parts of the body. Many of you who had attended our session earlier in the school would know what it was like. So how much ever I try to explain here, just with the talks, it will not make any sense at all. Only when you experience it really, then only you know what it is, right? Okay, we'll go to the next slide. Probably once our COVID thing comes down, then we can do a physical session and give you a breathwork session, practical session. And when you do a breathwork, there are some people, they feel an instant, a miraculous release from the physical and mental illness. It could be some mental trauma release or some physical pain, which is holding on, some pain, leg pain or hand pain. See, we can't assure you that this will go away at this particular time. It's not like that. Your breath will decide what to cleanse, like in which breath work, and it just cleanses. And some people cleanse, some people may not feel anything in the body in the first session, but still the session will be amazing. They feel very stress free, very relaxed and beautiful without any pains coming out. So the nadi systems inside are working. So it's like that. But some people may have severe pains, severe like tetany, and they may come out crying actually with the pains. It's like that. Yeah. So don't get scared with the breath work. It's only cleansing, right? Okay, we can go to the next one. Yeah, here we are telling that it cleanses the 5 chakras and it will take us to a more direct spiritual evolution. So what are chakras? Have you all heard of chakras? So as most of you are into the spiritual, a lot of classes going on, you must be knowing about chakras. But still, I'll just tell you from the base, from the bottom of your spine, where the chakra starts. It's called the root chakra or the Muladhara. And the second, maybe 2 inches upper, is the Swadhisthana. And onto your umbilicus, towards that area is called the solar plexus or Manipura. And on your heart, it's called the heart chakra or the Anahata chakra. And then when we go upper, it's the throat chakra, or it's called Vishuddhi chakra. And there are two more upper chakras, which is the third eye chakra or the Agnya chakra, which is in between your two eyebrows. And the highest chakra is the Sahasrahara chakra or the crown chakra. And in the video, they were calling it as a Brahmarandra, where the energy flows into the body. Yeah, these are the 5 chakras. And these 5 chakras, when you're breathing, it cleanses so much and it makes you much, much calmer and cleanses a lot of energy blockages. Why? Because these chakras are the union of different nadis in different places. It's a junction of nadis, right? So these are all indirectly connected to the organs which are there. So how are the organs connected? For that also they connected. Our Himalayan yogis have seen so much through and throughout the body, like, they tell each chakra is being connected with the element. So they tell Mooladhara is connected with the base chakra is connected with the earth element. Yeah. And the second one, the Swadhisthana, is connected with the water element. And if you see the organs connected there also are similar, right? And I don't want to go too much of explanation for all these things that we'll do in the class, a detailed class, maybe some other session when we do it. Okay. And then I'll just give you the connection with the elements. And then we have the Manipura or the solar plexus, which is connected with the fire element. And then we go up to the heart chakra or Anahata, which is connected with the air element. And then the throat chakra, which is Vishuddhi, which is connected with the space element. So the bottom five elements are called the materialistic elements and the chakras, the materialistic chakras. Okay, because we store up a lot of emotions in these 5 chakras in different ways. And these are the ones which are connected to most of your organs and which get diseased and which we need to cleanse. And this can be cleansed with the breath work, with chanting, with meditation, various types of techniques, right? And the upper chakras, what they have already told, the Agnya chakra and the Sahasrahara chakra, they are the spiritual chakras. As soon as we sit for meditation, actually it's the easiest to open up the Agnya chakra and the Sahasrahara chakra. So the elements are connected to only the 5 bottom chakras. Okay. And regarding chakras and how, it has been connected and what are the emotions connected with the chakras, probably Hem will explain you with that. And before we get into that, as we are already in this COVID pandemic going on, there is a type of breathing which helps you build up your immunity. It's called immunity breathing. Probably you can all practice. You can just note it down. So it's called 1:4:2, the breathing. So what is that? 1:4:2. The 1 is the inhalation, the count. When we are breathing, maybe 1 second or 1 count, like 1 count. And 4 in between is the holding. You have to hold your breath for 4 counts. Like if I breathe in for 1, 2, 3, 4, I hold on. And when you're exhaling, you breathe out for 2 counts. 1, 2. Okay. This will be the pattern of breathing. This will improve your immunity majorly. And this would be something really, really good if you can practice for at least 5 to 10 minutes every day, which will help you in immunity boosting. Again, I'll explain you. It's 1, 4, 2, or you can multiply that. It can be 2, 8 and 4. It's a 1:4:2. So 2 will be 2 inhalation, 8 holding the breath, and 4 exhaling, right? And again, if I'm taking 2, 8, and 4, inhalation is 1 and 2, hold on, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I'm exhaling to 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I hope I'm clear on this. If you have any doubt, please feel free to message us or get in touch with us. We can explain you this, or in the chat session, we can explain you this in the last. Okay, so do practice this for 5 to 10 minutes every day, which will help you for the immunity boost. So now Hem will take over for the next talk of the chakras which are connected to the emotions part. Hem, please take over.
Or maybe we experience the 40 breaths. Would that be a good idea? Because I want them to do the 40 breaths. And then we can get on to chakras. Is that okay? I hope so. So I think doing a little practical session would be a good idea. Then theory, we can come back a little later. So let's get on to the 40 breaths. Okay, these 40 breaths, like they are breaths which are called continuous connected breath, otherwise known as CCB, continuous connected breath. And what is so unique about them is the way we do it. And when you say continuous connected breath, that means there is no pause between the inhale, the exhale, and the exhale and the inhale. What happens is when you have that little pause in between, see, breath work, 1.5 hours breath work is also exactly like this. A little different because that is a continuous connected breath for 1.5 hours. While in this case, it's a little different. So when you have a pause, that pause, what happens is we have these two drunken monkeys jumping on our mind, which kind of the monkeys are always dancing around. The whole time they're dancing around. So it's only the breath that can control the mind, right? So they're the ones only that can control these monkeys. So this is a very short form, very, very short form, and a very, very effective form. And in this 40 breaths, we divide this into 8 sets. Okay, these are 8 sets. And when you divide the 40 by the 8, you get 5 breaths. So it's a set of 5 each. And when I say 5 each, that means you do 4 quick breaths and 1 long breath. Then again, you start the 4 quick breaths and 1 long. So in that manner, you do 40 breaths. That means 8 sets of 5 each. So I will show it to you. I'll demonstrate to you. I'll demonstrate to you 10 of them or maybe 20. And we will
Madam, I will stop sharing it so that people will be able to see you.
Oh, sure. Sure. And then we can come back again, Aniket. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Can they see me? Yeah, now yes.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so I'll focus a little more on the breathing part. I think that's okay. So I'll show you, I'll demo the about 10 breaths and possibly 20 breaths, and then I would like to take you all through the 40 breaths and then see what you experience through that. Okay? Okay.
Madam, can you move the camera a little upwards?
Is
Just
that
a little. Just a little.
little more?
Yes.
I don't want my face so much as my, chest.
Okay. Yes. This is fine. Fine.
So I'll explain. The breath is usually taken when you take an inhale. The best way to take the inhale is to expand your chest, the lower chest, sideways. Okay, when that happens, the ribs move, the lungs move, everything there moves and expands very beautifully, and you get a full benefit of taking the air in. Right? So I shall just, it's like this, You don't have to put the hand, you can feel the expansion here. Okay, so here I start. So that's 20 breaths, right? Are you all okay doing it? It'll be good. It'll be very, very good. What I want you all to do in the beginning is just before you start, I will give you the count, okay? And just before you start, just think what all is going through your mind. How many thoughts are going? how those monkeys are jumping around. And then when we finish the 40 breaths, then we shall ask again. Okay, now ready? Just close your eyes. Be with yourself. Just take a normal inhale, normal exhale, normal inhale, normal exhale. Once more, normal inhale and a normal exhale. I will count 3, 2, 1, and after that, we can start. 3, 2, 1, and start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, long breath, 36, 37, 38, 39, and 40. So just be with yourself. Don't open your eyes. Just take your normal breath. Just center yourself. And when you calm down and you're back here again, you may slowly open your eyes. That is 40 breaths. And if I've timed it, it should not be more than 2 minutes or 2.5 minutes. So in the chat box, you can just put up any difference between before and after the 40 breaths. What happens with the 40 breaths is it centers you and it brings you to the now. It reduces all the thoughts quite a bit. And it is very, very useful, very, very useful, especially like if you need to go and talk somewhere, you do the 40 breaths and go and talk. You will be there 100%. And in case you need to make my friends used to tell me, oh, when we have a very uncomfortable phone call to make to an uncomfortable client, then we do the 40 breaths and it goes smoothly. The whole thing works out very well. So please do practice this and practice this about 2 times a day if you can. And there is no this thing that you lie down or sit down or after food, before food. This is something which you can do it anytime. Yeah. Okay. And then we have the next slide, Aniket.
Yes.
Yeah. So if there are any doubts on this or anything, please just put it in the chat box. So now we come to our next kind of program, which we are going to have, which is called the Prajna Sutra, and it's starting on the 27th. And you have some wonderful subjects here, like Swara Yoga, Breathwork, Yoga Nidra, right? Decoding of the scripture, and like how Udaya explained all the chakras. You have the wonderful Chakra Bija mantras that will be taught to you. And after you practice all this, it's amazing the way it changes you from inside. So if this is required, I think Sajani or something can share it with everybody. Yeah, that'll be very nice. It is starting day after tomorrow, that is 27th evening. That's the first webinar to start with. And we have another one coming up. Can we have a look at that one also, Aniket?
Madam, I beg your pardon?
Next one. Yeah, there is another, we have a retreat coming up, which is usually because this is a retreat which we have with the 5 elements breathwork every year. And last year being COVID and this year, but this year also, a lot of possibilities of having it. Yeah. So after you learn something on the breath and the bija mantras and all that, then you're ready to do the 5 elements breathwork, from which out of that you can take sessions for people, breathwork sessions, because like Udaya said, it is an experiential thing, and it is like, as a medical doctor, I am now totally into breathwork. So you can imagine how much benefit I would have personally got. So please do. And if we get a chance, definitely a breathwork session for everybody, one-on-one or a group session in the school, that we'll do that. Okay, right. And I think now maybe we can, Udaya, would you like to teach them this thing? Solar plexus correction? Just 3-4 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah. So along with the breathing, there is something called solar plexus. That is the Nabhi chakra, or the Nabhi inside us. So there will be a movement. So when you are seeing your hand, the palms like this, when you keep the lines, right, in between the small fingers, the little fingers, okay, when you're keeping it like this, right, it should align. So see, it's like this, and the center, the palms, the center line, right, when we are keeping it like this, you're able to see, hope you're able to see what happens. This whole thing gets aligned. If it is like, you should not hold it tight or loose, keep it in a normal way. Just align these two lines from both the palms, right? And what happens, some of you, when you see, this line could be down or up, either way, on the left or right hand. So what it shows is there is a movement in your solar plexus. So when there is a movement in your solar plexus, what happens, there's a lot of disturbance in the organs in the body. It could be the disturbance in the thoughts, which will move the solar plexus. It could be it could be because of like a fall which you had, or the heavy weight what you lifted, or you're sleeping on one side, or something like that, no, which should have disturbed the solar plexus. So what happens due to that, you will have a lot of issues coming up, like back pain, shoulder pain, neck pain, digestion issues. And I have seen a severe case of the heart enlargement, which is commonly there for slightly elders. So heart enlargement, what happens when the solar plexus moves like this, when the bodies move, the whole system in the organs in the body pushes or pulls. The uterus gets pulled up, it looks enlarged, the heart looks enlarged, the lungs looks enlarged. Okay, so if we can correct this solar plexus, yeah, most of these issues come down drastically. Okay, I'm not telling a complete cure, but a lot of difference you can see in your physical body. So how do we correct this? Yeah, so for this, I'll show you what you can do. Either sit or stand, and you can hold your the palms near your elbow joint, okay, near the hand, see, and you are keeping thumbs up like this, okay, hands near the elbow joint. This is the elbow joint. I'm keeping slightly up where I can have a bending of my hand, okay, and not very tight, just hold it, that's it. And let the hands be near your body, your arm be near the body like this, right? And then what you're going to do is, with this thumbs up, you're coming stiff to the shoulder level like this. I hope I'm clear. If there is any doubt, you can call us and ask us. Okay, so you're holding the palm near your shoulder, the arm is near the body, touching the body, and the thumbs up, which is coming in a stiff manner like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Similarly, on the other hand also, same. Your hand will be on just above the elbow joint. Okay, you should have a place to move the elbows. Don't hold it tight on the elbow. Okay, just above the joint, and thumbs up, and same thing 10 times. Do that and take a small walk. And if you see any correction here, whatever I told you, okay, these two together, right? So, and you can see the change in the little fingers joints it will be up or down. Okay, when that is there, when you do this exercise, it'll come down, it'll align beautifully. Okay, so you can take a small walk wherever you're sitting, a few steps, and come back and see the hands, palms together. You can see a change, and you can feel immediately there's a lightness in your body. Okay, that's something amazing. And you can see a lot of pains. If you have a back pain, or shoulder pain, or a neck pain, the pains immediately reduce. Even for your knee pain, this helps a lot. The alignment of the body and mind, actually both together. Okay, if there is any doubt, we can explain it again. I hope it is clear. Hem, how was it?
It was good.
It was clear. Anybody has any doubts, do let us know. We can show it again. And this you can do every day morning. You want it again? Okay. Every day morning, once you get up, once you're out of the bed, just look at your palms. See, the palms have these lines. You can see these lines, the center line, right? Okay. So we have to align these two lines when you're holding, right? You're able to see, align these two lines. When you align these two lines, see the lines here on your little finger can be distorted. Like it can be up, it can be down like this. I'm pulling it now to show you, right? See this? It can be up or down like this. Okay. If it is, when you're keeping it normally, you don't try to pull it. Okay. When you keep it like this, if there is a misalignment, what you're supposed to do, the exercise what I showed. Keep your hand near the elbow joint, slightly upper onto the elbow joint. Keep your hand towards your body and in a thumbs up position, and it should come in a stiff way. See this? From your half the way, see it's like this. Half the way, you're coming like this. Right? Got it? 10 times. 10 times on both the hands. So that will align your solar plexus. And a lot of disturbance in the body gets aligned. A lot of pains go away with that. And try to do this at least like once a day, at least once a day when you get up, or twice a day is the best. When you go to bed in the evening, what you do, you will get a very good sleep. That's fine, no issues. If there is some gap in between the finger, that's not an issue. Just look at the alignment of the lines. That's enough. Gap is not an issue at all. Yeah. So anything else, him?
No, I can't. Align the axle, then the car won't go this way, that way. Yeah, and mostly when you're doing either 40 breaths or you're doing anything else, even your asanas or your anything, do the solar plexus first, and then you see the effect of it on your asanas or on your pranayams, anything that you're doing. It really works. So do it twice a day at least twice a day, after you get up and before you sleep. Correct it, right? Thank you. Yeah. So what Udaya said is about the emotions. I would rather tell you more about which element breathwork works for what. That is important, because in a breathwork we would like to know which element is for what. So it is very broadly done, okay? Because when the vayus are working, they work everywhere. It's not just that one, but you connect up with the element. So when you're doing the earth element, you get a grounding, which I think all of us need. And it's one of the most amazing breathworks. Okay. And then when you come up with the kidneys, that is the water element. In the water element, it is mostly your emotions and your relationships. And you can also add that if you want to receive something in abundance, then it is a water element breathwork. Okay. And when you get on to the fire element, and what is the fire element meant for? Fire element is meant for throwing out. Fire takes off things. So if you have some issues which can be thrown out during your breath work, or even it works a lot on the psychological issues, you can use them for depression, you can use them for all those things. Any of them, addictions, fire element works. A couple of fire element breath works can get rid of addictions. And then when you come to the chest, and what do we do at the chest? It's always, very tight and very, the sadness, the grief that is there in the anahata, the air element over there. So we release that during a breathwork session. And you actually see during that time, a lot of participants, a lot of people who are breathing, they come out with a lot of crying. They cry a lot either because they're throwing out their emotions. And what is a space element? Space element is about our communication. Okay, so that explains the 5 elements with the breathwork, with each element, right? And I think we are now generally done. Yeah. So, Sajani, Aniket.
Yes.
So
Okay.
we have questions if anything is required.
All right. Thank you so much. It was really wonderful. And I hope each and every one of you here can do the breath work. I've done it 3 times with them, once at the School of Ancient Wisdom and twice at Satgamaya. And I can tell you that it's really amazing. So if and when anyone can, please do it. Now, I would like to know if there are any questions. Kindly unmute yourself and ask the questions. We're running a little late. That's because we started 30 minutes late. So those of you who would like to clarify doubts, kindly do so. And one of the 2 will answer the questions.
There's a question in the chat box.
Yes.
After breath out, do we hold for any count?
It depends on, this is for the immunity breathing, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So immunity breathing, it is either, see, it's 1 count or we take it as 2 counts. If you take the breath for 2 counts, it is 4 times. So you hold on for 8 counts. And you exhale for 4 counts. It is 1:4:2. 1 count, 4 counts hold on, 2 counts breathe out. Or it is 2 counts inhale, 16 counts hold on, 8 counts hold on and 4 counts exhale, right? Or if you're taking 4, if you can breathe, hold on to your breath more, take inhalation for 4 counts, 16 counts, 4 the times, 16 counts of holding the breath and 8 counts of releasing the breath, exhalation. So it is 1:4:2. That's the combination of the. You can take any number of count you want. It could be 3, 6, 3, 9, and 6, or 2, 4, 8, and 4. Okay, either way, how much ever you can hold on, see that, and then practice it.
Thank you. Any other questions?
Yes, yes, Sajani, I have a question.
Unmute and ask.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
This, can I ask?
Please go ahead.
These breaths, like this 40 breaths and this breathing for immunity, should we do that on an empty stomach, or can it be done any time, any number of times?
Shall I take that, Udaya?
Yes.
Okay. This immunity breath, which is there 1-4-2. Okay, there was also a question whether you need to hold the breath after the exhale. There's no holding there. It is a very natural process. Okay, and it's not that like the 40 breaths that non-stop you do. Okay, so it's not deliberately holding it, but then again, for taking an inhalation, you may have a split second in between. That is a 1-4-2, and 1-4-2 you can keep multiples, like Udaya said, and you can do them twice a day. Okay, twice a day, and you can do 9 rounds each time. That should be a good thing. Or even like Udaya said, 5 minutes also, right? It's brilliant actually. And the 40 breaths you can do twice a day. And because anyway, they hardly take a few minutes, and you're making maximum use of your breath, right? And breath is what controls everything in your system, the life force, the prana, right? Any other doubt, Girija?
No, this 40 breaths, can we do only 40 breaths at a time, or can we do 3, 4, or 6 minutes?
No, it's not a minute timing. It is a 40 breaths because we kind of connect it up with the Hanuman Chalisa also.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that. So if you want to do another round, you can do another round also. Because doing the 40 breaths it really brings you get centered and you get grounded at that time. You are there now. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I'd like to add one thing.
I have a question.
When you regarding 40 breaths, I'll tell you one more thing. You can do this any number of times in a day. And when you are stressed out, when you feel emotionally drained out, stressed out, and when your kids, you can teach it to your kids and all. When they're going for an exam, there's this type of stress building up, or you want to give a presentation, there's a stress building up. Just move aside and do this 40 breaths. You will literally calm down and you're ready for the session or ready for the talk or ready for any type of a thing. It literally calms you down. So you can use it and teach your children too. Yes, next question, please.
I had a question about the solar plexus, what you were saying, clearing the solar plexus. I didn't quite get that.
What do you want to know?
No, I mean, you just basically join your hands every day and open it out and then see the alignment and then do the exercise.
Very true. Yeah.
You're saying if the solar plexus is blocked, then the alignment will not be correct.
No, it's not the blocking. It is a misalignment of the solar plexus.
Okay, so when it's aligned, the palm.
Blocking there. So you don't have to worry on the blockage part. It's a misalignment. Like what Him said, it's like the car alignment, what we see, right? Similar way, there's an alignment, the line which goes through the spinal line or the solar plexus line, that misaligns, like, instead of like this, it goes like this. That's where the pain comes in.
So you just hold your upper arm with one hand and just raise your hand, fold your hand.
Yeah, thumbs up. See your thumbs up. It should be like this, thumbs up, and do this. It should be a stiff movement towards your shoulder.
Oh, a stiff movement. Okay.
Stiff movement towards the shoulder. And if you can touch the shoulder.
Okay.
That's the best way. And if it doesn't touch the shoulder, no need to worry. Once that alignment happens, it will touch automatically.
So do this every day.
Do this every day, yes.
Okay.
If it is, I have a question.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
if it is misaligned, does it show that we have diseases in the body, or is it so? If it is misaligned.
Not necessarily disease, it could be some pains. It could be some acidity issues, stomach issues, like, digestion issues, because there's a pulling of your stomach also happening there. Intestines and stomachs also gets pulled out.
Okay.
Okay. And mainly the pains, any type of back pain, shoulder pain, neck pain, even the knee pain, these pains will actually reduce. A huge difference you can.
So it should be done twice a day.
Twice, yeah. That would be the best.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much.
Any other questions?
I have a question. I have a question. Yeah. Hello.
Go ahead.
Hear you, Meena.
Yeah, you can. Okay. I wanted to know if when you do this 40 breaths, what about the people who have high blood pressure? Can they continue doing it?
Yeah, the doctor will answer.
Yes. Definitely they can do it. Definitely. Because hypertensive cases and even we say heart cases, they all do 1.5 hours of breathing.
No, because this is rapid breathing, right?
Yeah, but hardly
this
2
is
minutes. No?
Rapid breathing.
So it doesn't raise the blood pressure or anything. No. And you're not holding. Because when the problem comes up.
Yeah.
Holding the breath.
Okay. Okay.
Not to hold. Right? That way. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Any other questions, anyone?
Yes, Sajani, I have a question.
Yes, Ramesh, go ahead.
Right. Hemlata ji and Udaya ji, that was very nice. I have a question. On a daily basis, whatever you mentioned, the 40 breaths and the solar plexus realignment. Apart from these, are there any breath work that you would recommend for general well-being, mind, body, and spirit on a daily basis?
Yeah, if possible, you can do a continuous connected breathing, but that can be aligned only when you take a breathwork session. So you really know how to breathe, which we have not taught right now.
Okay.
So that's when I said this 40 breaths, you can do maybe 3 or 4 times a day.
Okay.
And one more thing is just being with the breath. Usually, if you see, we are not with the breath at all.
Mm-hmm.
The heartbeat is going on automatically, right?
Right.
See a baby, if you see an animal, they are continuously breathing. You can see their tummy going up and down.
Yes.
But we aren't with the breath at all. So we need to be consciously aware, be aware of our breaths. That helps
Okay.
you, like, come out with emotions and thoughts.
So to keep it regular, basically.
Pardon?
To keep it regular and be aware.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Doctor. Thank you.
Ma'am, even I have a question.
40 breaths, like 3-4 times a day, should help you to, connect with your breath. Yes.
Questions?
Ma'am, yes, ma'am. Even I have a question. If I have a blocked nose,
Yeah, go ahead.
and if I have to do the breath work, will it be done properly if my one side of the nose is blocked always? If I'm not able to breathe properly.
Yeah, Hem, take over.
Yeah. See, if you have a blocked nose or something, we can do a little bit of, what would you say, Vicks Pranayama or something like that. Put the Vicks and open up the nostrils, which we
Anilom Vilom.
in the Himalaya. Okay. And what happens is quite often in people who can breathe normally also, in the beginning, first 5, 10 to 15 minutes, when they continue to breathe, they develop a blocked nose, but when you continue to breathe, then it goes away. And the second thing is there is also something that if it is so blocked that is not happening, you can breathe through your mouth. No? You can do the continuous connected breath through mouth. Though we don't do that for a very prolonged period because the nose breathing is far, far better, far, far more effective. Okay. Okay. Is that okay?
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.